Hello, everybody. My name is Alyssa. I'm 33. I'm self-employed. I currently live in Middle Tennessee, and this is my silly little YouTube channel where I budget in ynab. And thank you for joining me. I think it's so funny. I am very new to budgeting. I made a whole video about my financial journey in 2023, but I did not budget until March of 2023, and then I started using ynab in September. And it's just so funny to think back, like a year ago, I never would have thought that I would be a budgeter, first of all. Second of all, that I would enjoy it and like truly be passionate about it. Thirdly, that I would enjoy watching other people on YouTube budget. And fourthly, that I would be starting my own budgeting YouTube channel. So I just think that is so funny. I never would have guessed that this would have happened a year ago, but I'm so happy it did. I love this little community and the fact that there are people who put their budgets out there for other people to look at and get inspiration from and support each other. I truly love it so much. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed and liked and commented. I just love you all. So I am here to budget my third paycheck of January, and I wanted to give a little bit of a shout out to this budgeter that I watch. She also does ynab budget with me videos. Her name is Cinnamon Story, and she recently in one of her videos talked about how her budget is kind of I don't want to say boring, but like it runs on autopilot because she has a set amount of money that she sets aside to spend on herself for her personal spending, and then she saves a certain amount for later personal spending. So she has sinking funds that she saves, and it's to spend later. And I really like that framing as well on your savings, that you're saving it to spend later, just not today or this week. And the rest of the money that she hasn't set aside goes into her retirement. And she was talking about how it kind of goes against the whole pay yourself first, because usually you should invest first, or at least that's what you're kind of taught to do in the finance community. Like, pay yourself first, put money into your investments, make that autopilot. But she was talking about how she gives herself a set amount to spend on herself to maintain a lifestyle that she finds happy and comfortable, and then she invests the rest. And theoretically, as her income goes up, she will be able to maintain this lifestyle that she enjoys, that makes her happy, and give herself that amount. And as her income goes up, she can put the rest into retirement, and her retirement savings, or I don't want to call it retirement because I'm not sure that all of her investing is for retirement, but you know what I mean. She puts the rest in retirement, and so as her income goes up, her investments go up as well, naturally. So I really liked that idea, and it inspired me to change my retirement category to match my 2024 goal of investing $25,000. I do want to move out at some point this year, and what I was currently doing is investing $500 a week towards my retirement, which I'm still going to do until I move out. That amount will probably have to come down once I move out. I will just have to see what my expenses are going to be and see if I can afford that or not. But for now, I'm trying to be proactive and front load my retirement a little bit while I'm still living with my parents rent free. So what I would like to start doing is I'll still do my $500 a week towards my retirement, and any extra income that I get from interest or cashback, or if I do any pet sitting, I think what I would like to do is put that money into retirement to front load this and build it up so that I can definitely hit that $25,000 goal, even if I have to scale back my contributions later once I move out. And yeah, I was just inspired by Cinnamon. I wanted to give her a little shout out because that just inspired me to kind of get a little bit more of a bird's eye view on my goal as like a yearly thing and not just $500 a week. I think this will be really motivating to see, like, oh, I'm already 12% funded and January isn't even over. This is awesome. So thank you, Cinnamon, and you all should subscribe. Okay, so this is my weekly paycheck. I do email marketing for a company. I send my silly little emails all day and I get paid for it. I get paid this amount weekly. So I always put $300 aside towards my next month fund to pay for bills. I am trying to build this up to $2,500 in anticipation of what my expenses will be once I move out. I'm hoping that $2,500 would be like the most that it would be. So that's what I'm building this fund up to. And then we're going to go ahead and do my $500 towards my retirement. I still have the extra $150 from last week's bonus sitting in there. I did just send that over to my HSA this morning along with the $500 that I budgeted here. So that will be coming out by next week. And then so I'm a contractor, so I need to pay quarterly taxes, and I have a big fat $4,000 payment coming out on Tuesday. So that's super fun. I'm currently setting aside $350 a week towards that. Not much to say there. Okay, so for groceries, let's get this up to $35. That should be good for this week. Always set aside $20 for Taco Tuesday with my mom. And then I changed this category name. So this used to be supplements, and I changed it so that it says creatine and protein, so I don't have to explain every time what the category is for. I always do $10 a week towards that, and I will be spending like 120 of this weekend. I'm going to pick up some of my protein powder that is on sale at Costco currently. And then, oh yes, last night I went to a vineyard with my mom, my friend, and one of my coworkers who lives nearby. And so I spent $15 there last night getting a little wine flight. So that was super fun. I will need to add, I'm a power lifter, and one of the guys from our crew is going to be competing next weekend, and we're going to go support him. But it's $10 to get in. And I'm going to buy the ticket for the guy who is driving some of us to chip in for gas, because I think that is the right thing to do. So I think I'm going to leave the $15 in there, and I'm just going to add $20 for our 2 tickets and then $15 in case I wanted to buy any snacks there. That should be good. And then my personal category, this is for like shampoo, skincare, stuff like that. I like to just set $10 a week towards that right now. Okay, and then I have $376 left after getting gas. What I'm going to do is actually send this to my health insurance category, because as I explained in a previous video, I will need to double pay my health insurance this month because I switched plans. But someone commented on my previous video where I talked about that, and they said that that same thing happened to them, and they were able to call their previous insurance provider after they canceled and get a refund for the days that they didn't use. So that's really encouraging. I'm hoping that the same thing can happen for me, but for now I just need to prepare for that double payment. And if I do end up getting a refund, then I can put that extra money towards my retirement goal. And then I do $25 a week towards my next therapy session. And okay, so transportation, healthcare, these are all good to go. My monthly and annual bills are all good. Okay, so let's talk about this. I am going to be going to Bend, Oregon in April to visit my brother. He lives out there and he has a dog. And what we like to do is when he has a trip, so he has a trip to Hawaii in April that he just planned. And so what we like to do is have me fly out there to visit him and hang out with him. And then since I work remotely, I can work from anywhere. So I just work from his apartment while he is gone and traveling. And then I'm like a free pet sitter for him. But it's not free. Like, I get to stay in this beautiful city of Bend, Oregon in nature with the cutest dog ever. So it works out really well for both of us. And so he's going to be gone a little over a week. So I'm going to be there for probably at least 3 weeks to be able to spend time with him before and after his trip. So I'm pretty much going to be there the entire month of April, I'm thinking. So I think I would like to have, let's take the question mark out of this first of all. Let's go ahead and do a $100, or no, let's do a savings builder. $100 a month. I think $400 should be good because like while he's gone, I'm just going to be eating groceries, and yeah, I think that should be more than enough. And also I'm going to be buying my plane ticket with my Chase travel points. I have like $1,000 worth of points that I can use. So this will just be money for like groceries and then going out with my brother when he is not on his trip. So I think $400 should be generous. But I'm not going to fund that. I'll probably fund this either next week or my last paycheck. January is a 5 paycheck month for me. So yeah, I'll probably fund that first $100 next week or the following. And then all my special occasions categories are good. So I can pretty much fund all of these small savings goals in my banana stand. Perfect. And then I have this $692 left that I'm just going to throw into that health insurance category. And then I'll just have to keep adding to this. I'm going to be paying like $500 something total. So I'll figure that out. I still have 2 more paychecks to figure out what I'm going to need for that. So I wanted to talk a little bit. I'm done budgeting if you want to close out, but if you want to hear me ramble, stay tuned. So I have some thoughts. When I did not budget a year ago, if you're familiar with the ynab philosophy, one of their rules is to roll with the punches. So if your priorities change or if you overspent in a category, you need to choose which other category you're going to take from to cover your new higher priority category that you want to or have spent more money from. And so I realized, a year ago when I was not budgeting, I was essentially rolling with the punches without even realizing it. I would have my bucket of money in my checking account and a little bit in my savings, and I would just kind of fly by the seat of my pants and spend money. I would check my checking account and make sure that, whatever I was buying made sense. And that was it. I was essentially rolling with the punches with like one single category, and that category was just spending, right? So what I've kind of realized that ynab has not, I don't want to say forced me to do, but how I gravitated towards budgeting in ynab is becoming super specific and granular with my categories. I have essentially made it impossible to roll with any punches because I'm making sure that there are no punches to roll with in the future. So what I mean by that is instead of just having like a fun money category where I have money for concert tickets and to buy books and clothing and film and get my ears pierced, like all of this could just be one fun money category, right? And as I spend, like I'm never going to be buying a concert ticket and 5 books and a whole new wardrobe and a new camera and getting my ears pierced all at once, right? Like naturally I don't personally spend money like that. So it's almost kind of maybe wasteful for me in a way to like tuck money away for these specific things, because I could just have one category, and with how often I spend money on myself, I would absolutely have money left over in that category for the next fun spending that I want to do. And that's just one example of like fun money spending. I don't know. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I've basically made it so that I don't have to ever roll with any punches because I have saved for like every little possible thing that has ever happened to me or could ever happen to me. I have money specifically reserved for that purpose, and I never have to like swap money between the two. Or I shouldn't say never, but like I don't ever have to. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I just feel like maybe it's a little wasteful to do that. Like, because I was living my life just fine before. Obviously, I wasn't saving as much as I should have been or like putting as much towards retirement. But as far as spending, you know, personal spending money, like, I don't know. I feel like I probably should have way fewer categories, but I don't know how to make that feel good for myself. Of course, I could just try it. And maybe I will. Maybe in 2024, I'll make that a goal to like try to get less specific in my categories a little bit. And maybe it'll kind of force me to spend the money that I have specifically set aside for myself to spend. I think that's where I'm getting caught up, is I'm trying, like, this feels so good. This gives me so much dopamine to see all these green categories with all this money. And there are just no punches to roll with because I have money set aside for every little thing that could possibly happen to me. Does that resonate with anyone else? Like, I think maybe it's just kind of a newbie ynabber problem, and maybe naturally I will just get out of this, but this is my current ynab phase, and I'm not sure if it's good or bad. It's probably some gray area in between. It's very nuanced, but I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit because it's been on my mind and maybe it can resonate with someone else. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Thank you so much for watching and liking and subscribing. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time for my next little silly budgeting video. Okay, bye guys.